So, welcome back. It's now Tuesday after the weekend of getting this thing running, and you can see we've got a few bits more back on the car. We've got this cross section back in, cross beam headlights. Just one small thing I've got to do is get this bracket made up to hold that properly. And the new coolant bottle has arrived from Evotech, next day delivery. GM, obviously. So we're going to get that filled up, give the engine a run up to temperature. See, it's going to smell a bit because of all the new paint and stuff, and then we can see where the exhaust might be blowing in the middle. So get some coolant in and get the thing running is the next aim. So when I first put the looms back on, we had one earth wire not in the right place. I'd connected it to the body and it should have been on the battery directly. And having sorted that out, I've got the ABS wires back in. We've cleared most of the lights. The airbag light is off because the seats are not in yet. And we're going to fire this up. See how we get on. So I've been running for a good while now. The fan has kicked in once so far. What I did notice in here was that the oil pressure light was flickering, kind of being dim, and then going away again, and then maybe 5 minutes later it would come back slightly dim, and then go away again. And I'm just hoping that's, you know, bubbles or whatever, just working their way through the dry system of the engine. So far I've not had an oil pressure light for a good 5 minutes now, so hopefully that's resolved itself. All the paint fumes have burnt off, there's no more smoke coming from the manifold. We're getting coolant pumping through. Obviously that should go back down again once we stop the engine. You can tell that the idle's a little bit lumpy, and I think that's down to the lightened flywheel, just, you know, not going to give that as consistent an idle as the heavier flywheel. So far so good. Okay, today is Thursday evening, and there's some news about the car and the whole project going on. So a few little jobs that I haven't done on camera because they're a bit boring. We've bled the brakes. The pedal feels really nice and firm, barely any movement before you get good pressure. One thing I'm worried about is the clutch. I've tried bleeding that a number of times now and it still feels extremely light. Now whether that's I've got lucky there, I don't know, but it just feels too light. So we're going to find out obviously when we get the wheels on the ground whether that's truly working or not. We have we've got to tighten up these hub nuts. So again, I've used my hold everything still bracket, drilled another 2 holes whilst we torque this up to spec and put the split pins in. All of this is wired up, but we're just waiting for a couple of brackets to hold these joins on and then tie wrap that in. One item of concern is, let's go under here. I don't know if you can see this. But this is the join between the gearbox and the engine, and I noticed when I came under the car today that this screw had a small drip of something. Now, I don't know whether that's from the time that we spilt brake fluid. I had some issues with brake fluid up top. I don't know if I've talked about that on camera now. It's been a few days, but anyway, we had an issue with the brake pressure system for bleeding, and some of the fluid got squirted out. And I don't know whether somehow that's come down in here dripped. That would be lucky if it was. I think there potentially is a leak on the slave cylinder, and it's just coming out this little hole next to here and collecting on this stud. So I've got to keep an eye on that. It may mean splitting the gearbox again, which will not be ideal at all. Right, anyway, better news. We have tyres on our wheels, and we have wheels on our car. We're running 10mm spacers now because of the issues I was having at the front, and I'll put them on the back as well, and that means that we've got some clearance to deal with. If you can see that very well. Probably not. We knew that, well, I asked the body shop already to trim back these arches when they do the arch job, and I think they may have to trim some from this side as well. We'll have to wait and see till we get it on the ground. In the meantime, because tomorrow, Friday, we're aiming to drive this thing. So the major good news was that this car had actually been extended its MOT, which I hadn't realised, through the COVID situation until November the 18th. So all I had to do was tax the car and arrange insurance, which is obviously what I wanted to do before it went out of this place, before it went to the body shop. So I've arranged the insurance. It's got an agreed value, which we need to sort out with the insurance company, of X amount of money, so that all this money that we spent, all this time that we spent, doesn't go to waste if the worst happens. And also all the mods are declared as well. So we're insured, going to be insured from tomorrow anyway. We're taxed and we're MOT'd, which means I can drive this. The first thing I'm going to do tomorrow is drive it to my friend Rich at the local Vauxhall garage, and we're going to get the wheels aligned. So it's going to take me, what, a mile and a half to drive from here to the Vauxhall dealer. So hopefully that's, enough not to ruin the tyres if I haven't got them lined just right. So that's the plan for tomorrow. Meanwhile, tonight I'm just doing up these hubs, get the spacers on, get the wheels on, tie those cables back, obviously first, before I put the wheel back on, and try to drop it on its wheels for the first time since February of this year, 2020. Well, check it out, people. First time since February. This thing is on 4 wheels. So I'm just going to retighten up these nuts, and then we're going to work out how on earth I managed to drive it in here in the first place, so that it can point that way back out the drive. The suspension is wound up, as I said, to make sure I don't scrub the wheels until we've got the arches trimmed a bit, which is not too bad. Nice 4 fingers, and there's about 2.5 fingers, so yeah, we'll see how she settles. Okay everyone, this is now Friday afternoon. We're fast approaching 3 o'clock, which is when this will be insured to drive at. I've left the clutch depressed for most of the day. It's about a few hours anyway, but the clutch has been depressed. It might feel a little bit stiffer, we'll find out in a minute. But again, the plan is to get down to the Vauxhall garage. I was going to record the drive, but I think I'll be that stressed dealing with any clutch issues that it's not going to be worthwhile recording, and I'll try and do a first a first drive a little bit later. So I'll be back in touch when we get down to the garage, hopefully. Well, we made it in one piece down here. No fires. Brakes are a bit soft, steering wheel's a bit off. But we're here. So we're back after the wheel alignment, and yeah, driving a lot better obviously than when I set off. And just had to top up the power steering that I forgot to do, and a couple of bits. Tightened up all the wheel nuts again because I'd not tightened them up to torque. So I'm gonna enjoy driving it for a day or two, see what happens. Okay, so hope you can hear me okay. Sorry about the camera, the one that got a little bit smashed. So this is technically not a first drive, it's a second drive. So we've had the wheels aligned, we've had the steering done, and I'm just going to give it a little bit of a shakedown. So we had some issues with the clutch pedal seemingly feeling soft, and having a very low biting point at the end of the travel, making it a bit tricky to change gears. It has been re-bled when they did the wheels, so we're just going to have to monitor that and see how it does. But in the meantime, we're going to have a bit of a reaction. I'm going to give this a bit of a boot and see if it brings a smile to my face. Hopefully it does after all this effort. So yeah, I'll come back when you find some open road. Okay, so I've come to a fairly quiet road, and we're going to give this a good pull in the first few gears. I'm not going to do a standing start, I'll just get it rolling and then we'll go for it. It is an uphill incline, so we're not expecting miracles in terms of a 0 to 60 or anything. But I just want to see how it feels, how she pulls, and see if it puts a smile on my face. So here we go. There's a bit of heat soak probably in that filter now. Alright, let's go. Back to the last coupe that I had all those years ago. It's not quite as fast as that one, but just those memories just coming back there. Sorry. For a moment. And as you can see, puts a big smile on my face for sure. Makes a lovely noise, and yeah, it's well, I'm just a bit speechless right now because to get those sensations back, it's a bit weird. I can't describe it really, but yeah, good. Really happy. Really happy. I'm going to turn the camera around now. We'll show you a bit of the road that we're on, and enjoy this ride before the sun goes down. somebody was commenting on something the other day that it'll all be worth it in the end, and it's been a long while, hasn't it, since we got this car in February. It's now September. It's the first time I've driven it, second after the garage, and yeah, it really is a special moment, and this is not just making it up for YouTube, but you know, a special moment from doing the whole build, from those memories of the past, etc. It's just amazing to be able to drive it again and see what she can do. We'll probably talk in the next video about what's coming next, really. It's probably not what you expect, so. But thank you for watching this video. Thank you for following along. Please share, subscribe if you're not subscribed, like if you like this video, dislike if you don't like this video. It all helps. So thank you for watching. I'm going to try and enjoy the time I've got with this car before it goes to the body shop. And yeah, it's really good fun. I like it a lot. So thanks for watching. Bye for now.